smoke weed every day.
I don't feel so good. No. Welcome to the Kush Den. For those of you who are not familiar with the Kush Den is a 420 friendly conversation and community. Even if you don't smoke, which I haven't in almost 2 months now. Pour yourself up a nice adult beverage, even if you don't drink. Well, pour yourself a nice warm glass of milk. Sit back, hop in the chat. You're more than welcome to participate in the conversation because we're all friends in the den. So, again, hope all is well. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Wednesday. Just set my fire alarm in apartment. Oh, you smoking that? You usually started your own Kush there, goddamn. Let's see what we got in the mix tonight, and then we're gonna talk about tonight's show. Kenneth. Well, if my purpose is to major in symbology, I'm sure you're teaching the course. But Kenneth, White Persuasion, Balin, Dr. Rabbit, always good to see you. McVice, what's the motherfucking deal? Jay Bird and your many personalities, what's the motherfucking deal? Tenny. Somebody farted, ain't that a bitch? Dominic, what's the motherfucking deal? 335, what's good? Heidi, Flower Pants herself. Edman, what's the motherfucking deal? Wink, what's the motherfucking deal? Scotty just peaced out, actually. Just went in the room to go lay it down. So here is the deal. So if he ventures back this way, if he hears that I have some food or something in the vicinity, his fat ass, he'll make his way back out here. But tonight we're going to talk about what is your ultimate purpose, and we're going to talk about whatever else comes to mind. But purpose, oh yes. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got your sauce mug. I got my sauce mug full of piping hot tea. As the Black Twitter likes to say, the tea is piping hot, honey. That's that gossip shit. I've picked up some of the lingo. That's that gay shit. That shit's weird as fuck to me. Well, like, motherfucker let Kermit control the culture. Ain't that a bitch? MC, what's the motherfucking deal? Slayton, good to see you. And you know what I've realized, man? I haven't opened up. Alex Jones got caught watching tranny porn. That's interesting. How did that happen? There's a Black Twitter? Yeah, there's like this little corner of Black Twitter. I stay away from it because Black Twitter consists of all the worst shit of Twitter. Like it's good when you first get in. It's like a house party. You know, when you first get in, the motherfuckers at the door, everybody cooling, you know, having a good time. Excuse me. Everything seems on the up and up. But when you start getting into the back rooms and, you know, the closed doors and shit, you ain't gonna like what you see in that shit. So that's definitely crazy. So is the tranny porn what turns the frogs gay? Is that what happens? But no, I'm serious. Like, I want to say my old lady had told me some shit like that she had seen somewhere that they were talking about, like, tranny prostitutes were, like, on average making more money than regular prostitutes. Hey, it is what it is. Joe's house, what's the motherfucking deal? Black Twitter? Nah, not quite like the black market. Nobody's selling anything on Black Twitter. What the hell is Orange Justice? What the fuck are you talking about? That's crazy. I said the name. I can't say it anymore. If I say like one more time, they'll probably ban the den for me saying Mr. Jones. Said I put fries, buffalo sauce, cold coffee, maple syrup. That's a deadly combination there. That's definitely a deadly combination. But as long as it remains aerodynamic and it makes it all taste better. But we're going to talk about purpose, man. And then, you know, we're going to get off track. We're definitely going to get off track. 'Cause that's what always happens in the Kush Den. But at least I want to make sure we talk about it a little bit. And tranny porn is the purpose of life. That's absolutely not the purpose of life. I think everybody has their own purpose. And I think that's the problem. Everybody's looking for this one size fits all. What is the purpose? And let me do what everybody else. It doesn't work like that. One, nobody can determine and tell you what your purpose is in life. Buddhists say when born, you're pushed off a raft, off a pier into the open sea. Eventually, you will sink and die. Yeah, you're going to clock out eventually. But we all do. Unfortunately, nobody makes it out alive. And that's why people have to just stop being scared of life and stop giving a shit what people really think, because you are entitled to your own lane. We are molded by the environments that we come up in, but also there's a separate environment that you come up in, and that environment is the environment of the mind. Yes, I'm going to talk like an old wise preacher, and you must use your neurons and brain cells to ultimately achieve a higher connection with the one. No, it's not all of that. But honestly, the ultimate purpose is, what is your goal in life? What is the meaning of your life? Because there is no meaning of life as a whole. I don't believe in that. I think that each of us has a purpose. And I think primarily to get the most out of your life, we're all here to serve, to be of service to one another. I feel like that is a part of it. But I was watching something the other day, and the way he said, a way to find your purpose. The wording might not have actually been purpose, but I wrote it down. And his purpose was, or how to find your purpose, or how to find a meaningful purpose, or something. He said, ask 4 questions. And so I suggest, you take these 4 questions and you apply them to yourself. One is, you figure out, what am I good at? All of us have various talents. All of us are good at different things. Some of us are good at multiple things. Some of us aren't good at very many things, but we may have that one specific thing that we can stand on more so than anything else. Good word of Venerable Joel Osteen. Well, you have a purposeless purpose, goddamn. So you're the one that locks the doors. That's your purpose. You're the key holder. The second question is, you have to find, what do I love? And you figure out what it is in life that you love. What is it that brings you the most joy? Now, if you're good at smoking crack and you love smoking crack, you're probably not thinking the right way, and you're probably about to sell whatever device you're on right now to go buy some more crack. So I don't even know how you're watching this, but you have to figure out what it is that you love. And I think that's another way of saying, what are you passionate about? What can hold your attention? Because things that we love, things that we're interested in, it holds our attention. And Joel Osteen does not deserve a crow, and I'm offended by that. Joel will never get a crow, okay? He might have got awarded by the city of Houston for whatever bullshit and whatever money he slipped Mr. Turner under the door and whatever else, but he will never get a crow. I promise you this. Jay Dizzle, what's the motherfucking deal? You come in here flexing, we can handle that. You know what I'm saying? We can handle that. You got beef, we can handle the beef. But again, like I say, this time I'll actually spell it right. So what do I love? That's the second question you have to ask yourself. The third question is, you have to ask yourself, what does the world need? And this is why I say, I look at it, everybody who's ever been successful, especially like in business, well, if you consider that success, business or whatever, everybody has a different definition of success. But you find out what the world needs. You find out what, fucking 8-ball. You find out what you can, and Jay Dizzle cheated in the fight. You find out what is missing from the world. And if you can, again, provide a service, you can thrive. You know, if you can provide a reason to be needed, that's the service. You will thrive, you will succeed. And to cap it all off, the last question is, how do I get paid for it? And the thing is, they say if you want to become a billionaire, you know, serve a billion people. And I'm sure Mickey D's did something like that, a billion shitty burgers. But, you know, that's how to sustain and find a purpose, but also, you know, to live a purposeful life. You have to find the things that you're passionate about, find a way that you can make a living off of the things that you're passionate about so that you can, you know, you can thrive, you can exist. What's my thoughts on poor people's destiny? And you're horrible to smoke and crack. Well, then don't do that. You know, that's not to do it. He said your purpose is to help people with serial mental illness. Yeah, serial mental illnessers. You say, my purpose is to help people with serious mental illness who are suffering. But do people who have serious mental illness, do they all know that they're suffering? Or do they think they're okay? Because I think there's a lot of people who have mental illnesses that don't even realize that they do. Let's see. The purpose is to get the #1 sauce cup. Oh, well, you better find a new purpose. Let's see. Balin, tranny porn will not fulfill your life, but unless you're into that kind of thing. You say, what is your thoughts on poor people's destiny? I think poor is a state of mind. And I believe this because at one point in time, I embraced that state of mind. And, you know, when you, depending on, you know, how you grow up, depending on how you were living for so long in the environment that you grew up in, and that's all you saw. That's why I talk about, you know, the hood, and when people say they love the hood, but why do you love the hood when it's a state of lack? You know, it's a state of nothingness, and it's people who are stepping on each other to try to get to the top instead of trying to help each other. Because the people who are helping each other, you can tell the difference from an area where people help serve each other, not just serving each other dope, but when people are serving and helping one another, those type of environments are where people thrive. That's where you see big cities, you see these metropolises, because I mean, it's just people serving. That's why these businesses exist. But the areas where there's less service, you see less prosperity. But what I think is, you know, being poor is a state of mind. It's something that I had to learn. You know, because there's a difference between being poor and being broke. You know, you can be poor and broke, or you can be broke but not poor, and or you can just be rich, and neither one of those too. But what I'm saying is, if you think of yourself as poor, if you continue to tell yourself that, then you're going to respond to life in a poor fashion. You're going to respond to life in a poor way, because that's how you assigned yourself. You have attached yourself to that stigma, and you're going to respond to that. But once you start thinking differently, when you start thinking in a different manner, you'll look at things in a different way. And like I say, this is from personal experience. Once you look at stuff, when you look at stuff from a poor way, you look at it like this: there's not enough. I'm not good enough, or, you know, say that you start a business and somebody else did something similar. You're going to think, oh well. I got to charge less so I can stay in business, or I got to do this or do that so I can stay afloat. Instead of thinking from a prosperous mind state, from a rich mind state, which is, well, I just have to provide better service so that I get better clients, or I do a better job at what I do so that I get more for what I do, you know, or I can, you know, along those lines. And so, again, that's just a small part of it, but that's how I feel because, again, like I said, I had to go through that mind state, and I still fight with it from time to time, you know, because of certain situations. And again, you know, when you've had enough doors closed on you, you start to feel a particular kind of way. But you can't let that type of mind frame overwhelm you. Otherwise, you'll be stuck. You say poor people got a destiny, but it comes from pushing past your existence. Yeah, you got to push harder. Let's see. Most of them, no, pulling their hair out, etc. Say I'm already in business class and I know I can do it, but as the time passes by, I know my mind is far too creative not to use it for better. I can agree with you on that. You gotta know your purpose, and you can turn that into better business by being creative. A lot of people in business copy other businesses, and they just, well, I'm just going to follow their blueprint. We live in a day and age where creativity thrives. I mean, a couple of years ago, who'd have thought, Ubers and shit like Instagram, or people just taking pictures, these other things would be business models that became profitable. Well, I don't know if Uber ever turned a profit, but, things that could thrive, things that could exist, and, they changed the game. I mean, who uses taxis anymore? I mean, it's Lyft, it's Uber, it's shit like that. And so you have to change it up. That's exactly Project Brooks has a state of mind, exactly. You said I'm friends with one, but I will not watch training. That's strange. Self-harm. Shoot up school. Sorry, I have a mental illness. Texas fans are self-harming. You finished your algebra homework. Good job. There's only one way, and I'm horrible at it. I knew somebody. And she was a good chick. She was a cool chick, but she definitely had some issues. And I don't know why I'm even surprised, because she was definitely on the meth pretty tough for a while. But she stated that she smoked crack. Younger than me, and that's why I don't understand how young people, like, especially, you should know better. But she didn't necessarily grow up in the same environment I did. And said she actually tried it twice because she had to know that she didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to try it twice to make sure that she didn't know that she didn't like it. Say, hey, man, what is a poor mindset? I grew up poor and in the hood, but you would never know I was poor. Exactly. You say, what is a poor mindset? A poor mindset, I think I explained that. I don't know if you asked that question while I was doing it or not, but a poor mindset is just believing that there's not enough. When we live in a world full of abundance, you just have to figure out what it is that you can do that makes people willing to share that abundance with you. Like mental illness on everything. Let's see, everyone has mental health. It depends on how healthy or unhealthy it is. Some people are desperately unhealthy. Yeah, I can agree with that. But I think that what is healthy mental health? I don't know. I mean, you got to talk to Heidi about that one. Type B, relax all the time. People are healthily unhealthy. Yeah, that's something I was saying about that, knowing what kind of energy you are. Some people need high energy environments to thrive. Some people need, calm, low energy environments to thrive. Some people can do both of those things. I got a free $5 for Xbox Live account from Microsoft account because it had points that you get from searching things up. Man, I saw that. I was halfway fooling with that stuff. I got some little points on there, but I just can't use Bing like that. Bing, bing, bitch. That used to be a saying I used to say that shit all the time. Motherfucker, that used to be like, when you used to see people like get hit or do something stupid, or motherfucker, you watch the motherfuckers fight, bing, bing, bitch. Every time somebody got punched, bing, bing. That shit used to be a fucking super saying. I used to use that a lot. That and what you mean used to be two of the biggest sayings that I use the most. Have you ever heard of Movie Pass? Yeah, I heard of Movie Pass, but I heard they changed the game. I heard they're like limited it up now, and it's not as you couldn't use it as much as you could. Baker, man, what's the motherfucking deal, man? It's always good to see the Baker, man. How you doing this evening? $5, Buster. That was a classic line. That was a great movie. One of the greatest movies of all time. I don't care what you say. Don't at me. Getting early was if you take lessons from the Den and apply them in high school, you definitely come out a better person. Yeah. Don't take all the lessons from the Den, because I'm pretty sure I give a lot of bad lessons for teenagers. But yeah, I think that I give a lot of. You say the only thing twitching on Twitch is your wrist watching those gaming hoes. I don't know. That's awful. Let me see. Mr. Mediocre. Yeah, Mr. Mediocre Stickers channel. I tell you what, I call my purpose in the question when my son was diagnosed with autism spectrum. Since then, I've never been able, of the amount of trials I deal with, to defeat me. And and that's what I'm saying. That changes your whole perspective. And it's funny how a situation that may not, what it does pertain to you, but a situation that doesn't directly hinder you can alter your mind state about things. And I think that, What you have to do, though, is you have to be proactive. And I'm not saying you, I'm saying just people as a whole. You have to be proactive, because if you see people who can go through dramatic changes when it's a desperate situation, when it's a dire situation, when it's life or death, you see people that are able to change their state of mind, they're able to change. Why can't you do that on a regular basis? Why can't you just do that at any time? You know, you have that ability. It's in you. You know what I'm saying? It's in you to be able to change at any time. That's why I say, you know, sayings like keep it real, motherfuckers be like, man, I'll never change. I mean, those things are stupid to me, because if you're not changing, you're not making progress. And progress is change. You can't be who you were and thrive. It doesn't, like everybody changes. If you're doing the same shit, well, some of you are that age, but if I was turning 30 something, we'll leave it at 30 something, you know, which has been about a month or so, or a little less than a month or so. And I'm doing the same shit that I was doing at 13, 14, because I keep it real, I never change. Then I'd be pretty damn retarded. You know what I mean? I'd be pretty stupid. So I think, you know, you have to change if you're not trying to adapt to life. Because life, here's the thing, and I used to be of this mind frame, like, used to only stick listening to a certain kind of music. And I'm not saying that you got to change up everything, but the world's gonna pass you by. The world don't give a fuck about you. The world's not gonna say, oh, Honcho don't like this shit. Honcho's not, he's not gonna change, so we're gonna stop and we're gonna stay stagnant right here. The world is forever adapting. People are always growing. New people are coming into the world with different perspectives on things. The world will forever change, and if you don't change, guess what happens? You get left behind. That's it. That's just what's gonna happen. So if you can't adapt, you die, and you're gonna die anyway. So you better try to adapt to stay as meaningful as you can while you are alive. And so I think you have to kind of look at it like that. Movie pads there now, force other companies to do shit. Okay. Is that great? That's funny. 7 knows more states voting blue. Is that a change that's good? I guess that just depends on what side of the aisle you're on. And it's about, why are they voting blue? Are people just coming out to oppose, you know, Donald Trump? Is it that they're voting for people who have the same philosophy, same beliefs that they have? I don't think it's just necessarily great. But again, I think what happened is kind of the same situation that took place and put Donald in office. I think Florida went blue. This is like the first time Florida's gone blue or something like that. Like I said, I'm not super political. I open the curtain and look in every now and then, and I close it back because I never like what I see. But the thing about it is, I think it's a lot of this is that response to Trump, how Trump's, you know, election was kind of a response, I feel like, to, I wouldn't say necessarily to Obama, because he won it twice. If that was the case, it would have happened the first time. But I think more so to Hillary. And I think people may be more against women than they are against, you know, racism. I don't know. We'll have to see. So you giving free bad advice tonight? But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Say, do you remember when we had Blockbuster? Oh man, I was the king of Blockbuster. I used to ride my bike to Blockbuster. What? Be kind, rewind. That's how long I've been fucking with Blockbuster. Y'all don't even know about that. Can someone explain what happened to Phoenix? What do you mean? Hollywood Video, man. I fuck with Hollywood Video super tough. Say Donald, I feel, has gotten better. I don't think so. I think Donald, I won't say he fucked himself, because all the shit he's done now. But I think it was like you've undermined yourself a little bit. But again, those people you have people who are not even of a political party. They're just blind Trump followers. And my thing is, man, I don't put no dude on a pedestal. I don't put nobody on no fucking pedestal. That's what you got a lot of these people. And that's why I look at a lot of people like, you know, pump the brakes. You know, what is it really progress? And I think the whole ass shit is, you know, how you sit here and you talk all this shit about, or you try to push the narrative that the dudes who are taking a knee are taking a knee to disrespect military members, which is not true. You know, they're protesting injustice. Now, I'm not with that particular form of protest. I think there's other ways you could do things and get more done. But yet you go and disrespect a real war hero, like you singled out a motherfucker and you know, in John McCain. And John McCain, I think John McCain was a sensible guy. And I've had respect for McCain ever since, when he was running, I believe, against Obama. And, the lady came in, he's a Muslim and he's a this and he's a that. And started saying that. And he's like, no, he's a good man. We just have, fundamentally different beliefs. And to me, that was a sensible response, because he easily could have, took that shit and ran with it, and people would have believed whatever he would have said after that. And again, yeah, like people want you to be crazy. People want you to be wild, and I don't think that's that. But I mean, regardless of that, I mean, there's certain points where you have to play like you just have to be the bigger man. And I'm not saying like, because in the end, if he just still did whatever, he wins, and then it looks like McCain was just an old asshole, and that's how you play it. But instead, you play down to the same level. It looks like you're both fucking petty, because then you have the military members who feel slighted because you did that, So that's kind of my deal. What? I just read that. So that's about 3 minutes ago you made that comment. 28 minutes without women bashing. I got to step my game up. Well, the first like 3 minutes or so, the stream was just, I had the little waiting screen up, so that doesn't count. All right. What are y'all talking about? What is the 8-ball talking about that y'all missed? I missed whatever y'all were asking about the 8-ball. So I have no idea. I don't know. Something made it certain. I'm not catching it. It's probably got fucking whatever. Say everybody needs change. Let me catch up with some of this chat, because I'm doing all kinds of stuff. You stop changing, you stop learning. You stop learning, you die. Absolutely. Normally I would do the chat and stuff, but I don't feel like it. Oh, you're getting lazy on me there, Dr. Rabbit. It's all that strawberry milk. Politics. I agree. Do I like Betha? I don't really know what he stands for, so I'm not going to sit here and say that I do. But I think somebody said he's about legalizing the reefer, and I saw him skateboard in a Whataburger in the middle of the night. So he probably is a former pothead. So you got my vote. Everything else, it is what it is. Because my thing with politics is that, like, I don't really give a shit, because if you have the right mind frame, you can thrive in whatever environment. You'll find a way to succeed. I just want to know if I'm going to be arrested for smoking a reefer. If you look, here's my thing, like, you legalize it, like, I have absolutely no worries. Like, I have no concern. You legalize reefer, that's like, it may sound like such a trivial thing, like, oh my God, but I don't want to hear it from anybody who drinks and anything like that, because you get fucked up too. My thing, that's just my way of relaxing. Alcohol, I don't like hangovers. I don't like the grogginess. If I get high and I got to take care of something that's just serious enough, okay, but I'm gonna shake it off and take care of my business. He was arrested on the DUI. I saw something about that. They said that he had a little history, and so there's that. But everything should be thought. Like I said, I don't know what his whole thing. No, I don't play Rainbow Six Siege. Doctor, you're not feeling too hot? Well, take your napski and get it's a strawberry milk. Dr. Pepper strawberry. Get a food allergy study done. They're cheap. Politics call. Yeah, I'm way back because I see some of this stuff kind of in the live chat, and I'm just trying to catch up with some of this other stuff. He's one of the few replicants that can't stand up to Trump. Want to hear a bedtime theory? I don't know what to tell you about that. Say Bethel's a Portuguese name. You have a Brazilian for U.S. Senate? I don't know. Someone Banker, he doesn't support. I think it's okay to have yet. I think further we go, the chances of him going down. So why did liberals hate John McCain? It's just like, here's the thing. I don't know if people just hated him. I mean, they may have. I didn't really pay that much attention to it, but they're hating anybody who's opposing what it is. There's a lot of hate on the left. Liberals hate themselves, and that's the crazy shit about it. The far left liberals, though, is the ones that you really got to watch out for. I'm with anybody who's not out there trying to fucking push identity politics on me. There's actually something else I want to talk about here in a little bit. Let me catch up on some of these these comments and things, and then we'll get to that. How many mods does Kush didn't have? Should be like, what, 3 or 4? Yeah, it's Heidi, It's Wise. It's Jay Dizzle and 335, I believe. Bedtime conspiracy theory so you can have crazy nightmares. That sounds right. So he thinks he's foreign and pushing for a world government. Okay. About a fish and pet gonna release them into the wild. Oh, that's awful. They won't survive. They'll be eaten immediately. Phone has been on 40%, 44 for an hour. So, matter of fact, yeah, we did the numbers. Who is next? I think Kenneth is close. Who were the top 5? Let me see what it was. I forgot what it was. Yeah, man. Unique challenged me, so I pulled a couple of books out of collection. Some of them I need to reread. Some of it's actually been a while, but they were definitely good books. So 335, Heidi, then I'll stop snitching, Heidi. Dr. Rabbit, then Ed Man, and then Kenneth. So Kenneth Brown's out the top 5. I feel like that switched out. Like I felt like there was a different name. I think that there was a few of them that were close because there were some ties. There were a couple of ties yesterday, and so I think that some people who were fucking with the den yesterday actually swapped places. So there's that. But the simp, he gonna tell all, look, man, you know, baby, I got all this power. You know, I'm a mod in the chat. You know what I'm saying? You need to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I can really put you on. I can get you in the chat for free. You know what I'm saying? Just holler at me, baby. You know, I got you. I get you in the Kush den for free, baby. That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, let me get my steel and my bully on. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is that. But your purpose ultimately, man, is to find what makes you happy in life. And I think what happens with a lot of people, even Miss Lady Ma'am, and I can understand it though. I can definitely understand it. You got to live your life. You got to carve out your own path. You can't let people put their hands on you. Like Devin said, you can't let the old folks put their hands on you like a remote control. Have you going down the same old funky toe up road. You got to choose your own path, even if it makes other people upset. You know, eventually they come back around. You have to pave your own lane. That's what this life is about. If the case was, hey, well, follow the blueprint I gave you, man. You know, follow your own damn blueprint. I mean, you have to make your own lane. You have to. And otherwise, you're not truly living. You're not truly finding your purpose. You're living someone else's purpose. And then a lot of those people who do that end up extremely unhappy, miserable. And then they have to go see Heidi for therapeutic advice. And they pull out their hair. And then she recommends that they wear flower pants. And then they just go down the rabbit hole and you never see them again. Next thing you know, you're going to see people all over fucking Argentina wearing flower pants and flossing in the flower pants, all in the middle of the street. And it's going to be an epidemic. So there's that. La Pika, like Pikachu. So my thing is, man, exactly. You know, that's just something you just have to learn, man. You got to really be like, fuck people, man. If people don't really rock with you and they're not in your lane, they're not doing what they, and it's not saying that you just have to say fuck everybody, but if they don't fuck with you, hey, man, then they either really weren't your friend in the first place, they really weren't about that in the first place, and you can't let that, like, it can be tough, it can be painful, but you got to motherfucking me, you got to let that shit go, man. Like, people are like leaves on a tree, you know. You know, some leaves will be there for a while. But as the seasons change, some of them leaves gonna fall off. Some of them leaves gonna develop into branches and they gonna stay put. You know, they gonna stick real tough. But the ones that float off and fade away, they serve their purpose, you know. And it is what it is. Heidi, don't let Heidi fool you. Heidi is the devil in flower pants. Man, have we talked about the flesh eating? Did I tell y'all about that? There's like a fucking STD in England that's like that eats the flesh off your genitals, don't go fucking around in England. I tell you that. Don't do that. You know, it's bad. It's bad business. Like, that's why I say shit. That's why I don't be out there all willy nilly. I'm glad I've made changes in my life from years back. I don't want the, you know, used to be able to tell bitches, hey, bitch, eat this meat. You're gonna get your meat ate all right, not the way you want to. It ain't no coming back from that. But my thing is, you got to be careful. You know, you have to protect yourself. It's made from AIDS and crabs. That's crazy. You scooped a black British broad a few days ago. You better drop her back off wherever you scooped her from. But like I say, man, that's crazy shit. My thing though is, here's something that's concerning me, man. I kind of want to talk about, and I want to know people's thoughts and opinions on this because I've seen mixed reactions, and I have plenty of opinions on this, and we're gonna get into something a little controversial. So the little kid, I can't remember his name, Jamal or Jamel or something. So that tells you we're going to look into a couple of factors here, because now, look, Heidi, I gave y'all a good 40 minutes almost, and I'm about to get into some woman bashing. So I'll try to strain it out as long as I can before I start going in, and then we'll open up the Kush line here in a little bit after this conversation. Seabear and Jamal, but the little dude, 9 years old, committed suicide because he came out as gay and was so happy about it, and I guess he got bullied. I can tell you this now, before this story made any kind of, before I really got any of the details of this story, I knew it was a single mother behind this. I knew it. One, he was definitely of mixed heritage, and you know, he was the only boy. Women are much more embracing of this, the gay thing, and they make it seem like it's cool, because you hear women say little stupid shit, about gay friends and this stuff and this. And you're talking about a little boy. This is my opinion. Like, let me, I guess, give better details about the story before I start skewing it with my own thoughts about it. Okay. Little dude, basically, 9 years old. What the fuck do you know about gay? That's what I don't understand. But anyway, little dude basically told his mom he wanted to start dressing more feminine. You know, he's like, he basically knows that you buy me boy clothes, but I want to start wearing girl clothes and doing all this other stuff. And I'm sure that she looks like a woman that watches a lot of TV. So, you know what that means. But, you know, only male child, probably in a house full of women. Probably the rest of these women probably were into all that other weird stuff. Said that basically he's gay, and he couldn't wait to go to school and come out in front of everybody and do all this other stuff. And my thing is, again, what's the fucking point of coming out? Why don't you just live your fucking life? Like, what is, like, it's this big old, here's my ultimate attention time, you know, like, get the fuck out of here with that. But I guess it wasn't as well received as he thought it was. And 3-4 days in the school. Now, the sad part is, you know, a mother lost her child, and that, you know, that's unfortunate. But, you know, basically came home and found him unresponsive. So I don't know exactly how he killed himself, or, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it is what it is. It's unfortunate. And, you know, people are just saying, oh, you know, we need to, there he goes. I don't got no food, fat dog. You know, I think it's like, come on, fat dog, I deny your opportunity. All right, well, fuck you. You know, again, It's unfortunate, small child, but at the same time, you as a mother need to make better decisions. One, at 9 years old, even if he did have weird feelings, even if he did have this other shit, like, one, like, you let he wanted to wear nails and shit like that and go to school. Like, see, motherfuckers be thinking this shit is cute. I've known people who sat here and said that they think it's cute, or I've known bitches who said, "Oh, I would love to have a gay son," and I'm telling you, the mind is a powerful thing. And again, he probably wanted attention. I'm pretty sure she wasn't the most attentive mother, and I'm not saying maybe she worked, maybe whatever, but she looks like a woman who watches a lot of television, whatever, and maybe that was his way of getting more attention from her, or seeing whatever she saw on TV. But at 9 years old, exactly at 9 years old, what do you know about gay? Unless it's being put in front of your face. Because what you have is a lot of these parents who sit and they watch this trash with their kids. They don't explain anything to their children. And motherfuckers see it as some shit they think is going to be cool. I'm not knocking nobody gay. You are what you are, if you are, whatever. But my thing is just that people are talking about, oh, you're sexualizing the situation because it was just a crush and it's okay to have crushes. Yeah, when I was little, I had little crushes on little girls and shit like that. But it's not, to me, it's a different thing when you're actually changing your behavior. You know what I'm saying? It was just some weird shit. Like I say, the whole story, and you kind of got to see it for yourself. But it's unfortunate that the kid died. But I do honestly blame parenting, because even a sensible parent would have said, hey, would have sat him down and said, well, we live in this world that, what you are feeling isn't acceptable to everybody. So maybe you need to think about what you're doing and why. It may not be the best thing, because on TV, I think a lot of that has to do with this programming and stuff that we have now, because everything is like, oh, gay is so good. Every show has to have some kind of gay character. Again, like I said, I'm not knocking gay people, but this society is not fully accepting of all of this shit. And so you thinking that he was so excited, like she's talking about, oh, he was just so excited to come out in front of everybody. Like, why? That sounds like somebody who was craving attention. And if he's probably getting adequate attention at home, then that might not be an issue, So that's just my thought, man. Say, what is being gay? Is gay liking the same sex or being feminine? I don't know. But that's my thing with that too. Is like, he wanted to be, like I said, start dressing like a girl. What kind of weird shit is that? Like, again, I don't know. I don't understand it. I can't comprehend it. But let's say, why you research if gay people have been sexually assaulted? Every show, including The Den, has a gay character. That alien does look a little suspect. That's piping hot tea. What are you looking at? I don't trust that little smile on your face, you little alien. Wrist looking a little limp over there. I don't like how comfortable you are on that couch, on that coach. Yeah, that's even worse. So, oh my goodness. Press F for the chat to pay respect to bad grammar. Like I say though, I don't know. Let's see. Let me see. Make sure I'm catching up everything, because I know I'm just saying all kind of. Okay. Bing, bing, bitch. Yes, the bing, bing, bitch. Yes. Okay. Let me break it down, Heidi. I forget sometimes. All right. A 9-year-old committed suicide because he was bullied at school for coming out as a homosexual. And my thing is, how do you know at 9 years old that, you're homosexual? And then I say also that it's bad parenting on the part of the mom, thinking it's okay to let him go to school wearing nails and wearing girls' clothing and not sitting down and having a conversation with him and letting him fully understand that there is still a lot of disdain towards gay people. And I don't think it's really disdain towards gay people. I think it's disdain toward, in America somewhere here. I can't remember the exact state. I have to go back and look it up, but somewhere here in America. This is America. Anyway, but like I said, it's very unfortunate. It's very sad because, like I said, I mean, kids at that age shouldn't even be thinking about shit like that. They should still be thinking about fucking Transformers and fucking Avengers Infinity War. That movie was very interesting. Go Thanos. Shit like that should be their primary concern. Like, their primary concern should not be about their primary concern should not be about wanting to tell everybody in their school that they are attracted to the same sex. What does that have to do with anything? You know what I mean? To me, yeah, and again, like, these are the two things that brought me, like, thinking about becoming homosexual and then thinking about suicide. Like, what do little kids know about suicide? Like, kids love life. They don't think about things like that. You want to off yourself. Like, so obviously he's been introduced to some much more mature, or was introduced to some much more mature subject matter than he should have been seeing. And I blame the mother for that. And, she can put out all the let's just love each other, I miss my son type stuff. But I feel like there is an underlying story going on. And people say, you should just be concerned that a kid killed him. Yeah. But what's going to keep the other ones from doing it? Because America's not going to change just because some kid killed himself. Well, little gay kid killed himself. Guess I got to love all the gays now. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? People are going to point fingers. People are going to question stuff. And I think, again, that's bad parenting. Like I say, I don't think it's a biological thing. I think it has to do more with psychological because, like Breaking Man said, you hear a lot of crazy stories. And I mean, you hear, like, so I remember the Milo dude talking about he was done in strange ways when he was young. You're talking about kids who are confused. They don't understand life yet. They're easily susceptible to whatever the fuck you tell them, and I feel like there was some type of influence there. I feel like there was a lack of attention that he was getting at home. Mom was a single mother, so she might have been out there doing God knows what. He's the only boy, so he's like, well, how can I get Mom's attention? What can I do? And I think that had to do with it. And I think he was doing these things thinking it was going to make her happy because he was gay. I don't really think he knew what he was fucking doing. I think that he, maybe she probably spent more time with the daughters or something like that. There was something else going on in this story. To me, I do blame Mama. I told you, confusion infused. But a lot of little kids at the age have been doing it. That's crazy. That's wild, man. That's wild. Like I say, but again, it's because you know why. I'm telling you why. It's because you know why, and I'm telling you why. It's because, one, all these cartoons now, even Disney's for to have their first openly gay character. Like, what does this have to do with storytelling that there's gay characters? Like, I don't trip on a movie if it ain't no black characters. And I like almost we're not represented in this one, but the story's damn good. Like, why does there always have to be a gay character in every show now? Why does it have to be a suspect one? Sometimes it just ain't necessary. And even if they are gay characters, why do they have to be flamboyantly gay? What is up with that? Like, again, I still have a hard time believing that Dave Rubin is gay. I should probably Google it. But if he is, definitely not flamboyant. You wouldn't know. What's wrong with being like that if you're gay? I don't understand all the ones that come with the lisps and the S's and the other shit, that's going on. Do you clearly remember what I was doing at 9 years old? 9 years old was around third, fourth grade-ish. Yeah, I just moved. It actually just moved from Beaumont. And my parents were going through a divorce. I was mainly getting acclimated to a new school, or a couple of new schools, because the first school I went to, they didn't have a gifted and talented program, so they were going to skip me up a grade but then they end up switching me schools to another school that had a gifted and talented program. I just had to ride a fucking bus way across town. And so really trying to get adjusted to making new friends and shit, getting adjusted to my new environment. That's kind of what I was mostly focused on. Playing, riding fucking bikes, playing video games. I'm pretty sure it was some Super Nintendo and Sega around that time. Yeah, that was primarily what I was doing around 9 years old. Like, I wasn't thinking of nothing sexual. I did remember, liking little girls. I don't think I had a little girlfriend until I was like in 5th grade or something. But that wasn't like the primary concern of my life. Like, I was putting little fucking dachshunds in fucking newspaper bags and throwing them up in trees. Like, I was content being a devious child. Like, oh man, I saw that too. They now, who the fuck can't, like, come on, 11 years old, you should be able to stay at home. And I'm not saying overnight and by yourself. Now, they left her out, went out of town, like, and just left her motherfucking ass. That's bad parenting. But to go out for an evening, to go to a concert and come back the same night, later on that night, I don't see why not. I have no problem with that. I think shit, I used to be, because when we first moved, I was staying with my grandpa. I mean, shit, there was times I was there by myself, like, it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But again, that goes with how you raise the child. And nowadays, most parenting is leave the kid in front of a fucking device. Don't pay attention to what the kid's watching and let somebody else infiltrate the child's mind with all kind of nonsense and bullshit, which is what you get a lot of here on YouTube. And there's a lot of suspect stuff that, there was that was a big old thing with the YouTube Kids app. Parents thought they were doing something good. Oh, I'm gonna let her watch YouTube's Kids, YouTube Kids, and it's all good. And these motherfuckers are having little Disney toy orgies and dressing up and doing all this other shit, overly sexualizing the children and infiltrating the kids' minds. They're fucking doing all kind of little weird shit. And I say that's crazy. They left her by herself like a day and a half. That's wild, though. That is super wild. Let's see. 9 years, first year of football. Yeah, I didn't play football till I was like in 7th grade. See, my understanding is many gays hate San Francisco gay people. Is it okay if you invite the gays and trans? I don't care. Like, but here's my thing. Like, I don't have a problem. My thing is, I honestly do not have a problem as long as you don't disrespect my boundaries. Like, that's all it is. I don't have a problem with anybody. It's your life. Live it. Just don't disrespect me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. And the thing was, I knew what sex was at that age because I used to go get the fucking puberty books. I would get them from the library myself. And then, like, when I had questions, I'd ask my mom about, well, what does this mean? What is that? So what's going on here? Like, if I had questions, and my mom was blunt with me, she explained stuff to me. So that's why I say, like, I had an understanding of what was going on, but I wasn't sitting there thinking about, oh yeah, I just need this attention from. I was still trying to figure out who the fuck I was. Like, look, there's a snake in the backyard, and I gotta get him. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. That's the kind of shit I'm concerned about. Tell all the kids, I ain't seen that one. He said, nah, he was killing Sega. I said, I want the gays to dance. I don't want the gays to dance at all. No, probably at that age, honestly, well, maybe a little bit younger. I was in the bathtub eating Comet and, yeah, actually thinking about the meaning of life. I used to think about weird shit when I was real young. Like, honestly, like 5, 6 years old. I'd be sitting there fucking wondering, like, is life real? Like, is this a fucking dream? Like, and when we die, we really wake up, like, shit like that. I used to think about that when I was like 5 or 6 years old, honestly. And I would eat Comet because it'd be a little open can of fucking Comet on the thing. And I used to just take a little bit of the green stuff and eat it because I thought it tasted good. So that tells you where I was. I was somewhere in the middle of the spectrum. Who knows? So I can't relate to the kid at all. I'm glad I didn't relate to the kid, and that's why I'm here today. If I did relate to that kid, I probably would have been out of there about 25 years ago almost. So this child was thinking about fucking nails and Barbie dolls apparently, and thinking that it was going to be a good idea to come out to a bunch of kids, a bunch of Little boys who don't fucking understand that and thinking that people are going to embrace it. That's why I say it's the mom's fault for not letting them know, hey, you know, everybody might not be as open to this as you think so. And it's a parent's job to prepare their children for what the world can bring. So that's why I say she did a piss poor job. She did a very piss poor job. So, I mean, it is what it is. And look, I ate the fucking comment and I turned out somewhat okay. Yeah, I mean, you just got to understand, it's like, hey, if this is what you want to do, cool. But everybody's not going to like it. Just like I talked to but you got to understand, that might be the normal innocence of a child, but innocence can also be ignorance. You know what I mean? And the mother should have some semblance of knowledge to know better. But again, she probably embraces that type of thing. She probably thinks it's cool and didn't sit there and realize, like, other kids ain't going to be with that shit. Other kids' parents are telling them something different. I got to go back and look at what state or place it was in. Shit, if it's in a red state, the other parents are training them kids as young. Hey, don't fool with them weirdos. Like, I'll be honest. The little one here, like, I talk to her, like, I'll tell her straight up, no, boys are not girls. Girls are not boys. Boys that wear girls' clothes, that's not normal. You know, they may like it and think it's okay, but I tell them it's not normal. Like, we don't embrace that. I don't have anything against them, but it's not sitting there going to sit here and say, yeah, that's what everybody does, because it's not. And I'm not going to have her growing up believing that that's okay. And I'm just keeping it like, I'm keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, because she already has a hard enough time perceiving, you know, the digital world from reality, what's real and what's fake, you know. Shit. I tell her I got a Thanos glove, and if she don't act right, I'm gonna evaporate her, just like fucking the superheroes did. But like I say this not to preach hate, because I don't hate anybody. But again, she has a limited understanding of stuff, so I make sure that until she gets a full grasp on certain things, I'm not going to let the outside world influence her and confuse her. So there's that, you know. And that's what's exactly, Tinny, because like I say, she's a little one. She only 8. Be 9 in a few months. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to be ahead of the game, man. And I tell her shit, because she goes primarily like to a white school. And there ain't too many kids that look like her. She don't understand a lot of that stuff. And so I talk to her about that. I try to help her understand. But again, she's innocent. She's relatively naive, you know. And so she grasps certain things she don't. Because had a situation last year, some things went down I'm not going to get into. But, you know, she had a teacher and had to help her understand. And she did a good job responding to the situation as it was. And, you know, but again, she was just a little confused. And so I had to, you know, I mean, we make sure to teach her things, to try to be ahead of situations happening so that she can have the right reaction and the right response, you know, instead of getting, you know, caught up in some stuff that she doesn't know how to respond to. Phoenix. There's Phoenix. Everybody's asking where Phoenix was. He's right there. Damn it. Eating Zaxby's and shit. He's in Colorado. Okay. And I don't think the kids' sisters were bullied too. I don't know. If they all getting bullied, then the mom is raising some weak ass kids. You know. You got to teach motherfuckers to start fighting back. Like, that's another problem I have with this whole, let's stop bullying. You're never going to stop bullying. I like bullies. Bullies are necessary to development. Bullies are a problem that you need to learn how to overcome so that you can learn how to overcome other problems in life. You know, and then bullying gets thrown around way too easily. Again, you have parents who probably don't understand because they give too much of a fuck about other people's opinions. You know, like, shit. You better teach the kids. These motherfuckers don't mean shit. They're going to be out of your life in a little bit. And that's all you know. I bet is it chicken ramen? You know what I'm saying? But exactly, you got to learn how to overcome that shit, because if you're susceptible to bullying now, you'll be susceptible to bullying. There's grown-up people who sit there and say that they get bullied. All my old lady friends, they say that she's a bully. And she's not a bully. She's just frank. and very honest about, you know, what she says, and they don't know how to handle that. Like I say, it's great. You're a bully. No, she just say what she means. She gets to the point. She don't like be bullshitting and beating around the bush, which is something I love. Like, I don't like, let's stop the tomfoolery. You know, it happens on occasion, though. It still does happen on occasion. I sometimes I'm like, come on, get to the damn point. But for the most part, it's not an issue. And that's not something you see often when dealing with women. But it's like women, they'll say she's a bully because she gets straight to the point. She don't like doing the stupid shit and things like that. So, because beef ramen is doo-doo. I just think you like chicken. I gotta change. I'm gonna have to change the answer to Phoenix's question to chicken. Or is it chicken? I think the answer is already chicken. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. Exactly. And how much better did you feel once, you know, you overcame the bullying? You felt more empowered. You felt much better. But when you have to have somebody else step in and say, hey, you stop bullying that kid, don't you do that anymore, you don't feel like you have any power. You feel like you need somebody to come in and handle all your problems. Like, that's what I say. I'm not with that shit. That's why I got beef with Toro right now. Toro trying to run up in all the schools in Houston, tell people stop bullying. You know what I'm saying? Nah, Toro, you better sit your ass down and chill. You need to tell Bob McNair to stop bullying. God damn it, him and his swear jar. Y'all don't understand how mad that makes me, especially after seeing the Cleveland Browns. And I know it's a bad comparison, but at least them motherfuckers out there having fun. After seeing the Cleveland Browns, and they did that little parody of Landry, which was hilarious, and they were cussing and doing that. They played that for their team, like, and fucking thinking about Bob McNair and his bullshit ass. As long as until Bob McNair clock out, dog, like, the Texans will be a borderline franchise. I need something crazy to happen. I'm not saying that I'm wishing for it to happen, but I think that you will see this franchise reach new heights if the McNairs are not involved. And I don't think Kyle's going to do much better either if he's in charge of it. Yeah. What are you talking about, man? Counter-Strike. You say, there was a time that I sat for the anthem at a game and someone slapped my hat off my head. If I wasn't a Christian, I went to jail. We'd have been scrapping. Like, we'd have been scrapping. Because my thing is, shit, I've never fucking stood for the anthem. Like, it was against my religion. I told you, I was raised Jehovah's Witness. Like, you can stand to show respect, but my religion was just like, shit, we don't ever say the anthem. We don't praise flags. You know, we don't involve ourselves in war and stuff like that. And, you know, and that's how I was raised for the majority of my youth. You know, even though I definitely, it is what it is. But wish a motherfucker would, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think, and I'm happy about that, honestly. Because, you know, Jehovah's Witness, you didn't celebrate holidays. So whenever it was like little shit like that going on, Christmas didn't participate, Easter shit didn't participate. And that made me comfortable with myself. And I'm so glad that happened, because I never get caught up in wanting to be a part of a crowd or wanting to do what everybody else wants to do. And that's kind of why I'm always on some, I want to do shit myself, do it my way type shit. And when there's a lot of things that I'm sure I could delegate to get done faster, but I'll just be like, man, I'd rather do the shit myself, because I don't want to be a part of everything. And yes, I told y'all the story about why can't, honestly, the transsexual kid is a dude, okay? Why can't that dude defend himself? He has all the man parts that any other dude has to fight, except he just wants to have the mind of a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's the only difference. He's physically capable of defending himself. You must not. Have you ever seen, just like look up tranny fights on fucking YouTube. So one, there's some of the most hilarious things you ever see, because it starts off with this fucking feminine ass voice, then a wig gets snatched off, and he turns back into a man and starts having this fucking deep ass voice and beating the shit out of some dude. So yeah, I expect the fucking tranny kid to defend himself. And why I expect this is because I'll tell y'all, somebody I respect to the utmost, real Ojo, real motherfucking gangster, real motherfucker, not this shenanigan shit that you see nowadays with these youngsters and shit, not that hood bullshit. I'm talking about a real motherfucking gangster, dog. And he told me this. He's like, never, ever fight a tranny. I'm like, why? This old sissy ass dude whooped that one of them punks. He's like, no, because you're fighting someone with the strength of a man and the passion of a woman, and you're going to be in for a long motherfucking fight. You know what I'm saying? And so shit, it's like, hey, exactly, strength of a man with the passion of a woman, dog. Like, You don't want to fucking do that. You don't want to do that. Drink some water. Exactly. Rising from the bus of Chevy Cavalier. Rising PHX. Rooster, that's the gay agenda. Let's see. Muthaf, you going to jail? No, I was just talking about that the other day. That shit was hilarious. Y'all know that figure dead from a car wreck in Quebec? No, I didn't know that. Damn, what happened? That's unfortunate. They can hit him with the purse. Let go my purse. I don't know you. Exactly. And I mean, shit. I mean, if you fucking training the dick kick move, is probably the best thing because you don't value but your junk anyway. So you're like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You just hit him with the old dick kick. So there's that. Like, I don't understand. Like, yeah, I mean, exactly. You felt good when you whooped that ass. That's what I'm saying. I only got one fight, and I got jumped from each brother. Believe it or not, I actually won. It was like the fourth grade, but it felt good to win that fucking fight, though. That's the thing. That's like, fighting is a good thing. Fighting is overcoming, man. It's worth it. Like, it's good. Heidi, you be choking people and doing shit with your jitsu. Doesn't it feel good to do those things to people? So I'm just saying, like, if you can do that as a woman, and I'm sure that there are guys you could choke out, beat, and fight, why can't a man who's genetically a man, just thinks like a woman, why can't he win? You know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, I can't make those excuses. You know what I mean? But still, you may be 6 feet tall, but still you are of womanly build. You know what I mean? Unless you go all Wiz Khalifa or something. But my thing is this, man. See, look, right now, I'm going to beat up on Balin, and it's going to make me feel good when I win. But again, whose responsibility is to have him prepared for that life? If the mom encouraged him to do all that shit without second guessing and thinking, hey, everybody doesn't think like we think. Everybody's not going to embrace this shit. See, I told you I was going to whoop and speak things into existence. And that's her job, was to have him fully prepared for what could have happened. And she didn't do that. And so that's where she failed. She had no idea he was getting bullied for 3 or 4 days straight. So that's my thing. But that's why I'm not. Did you see me blame the kid? Did I blame the kid at all? I didn't blame the kid, not one bit. I blame the parenting, because it is their job to keep him from certain things or have a full understanding of what you're saying and what you're talking about if you're going to do these things. And she did not do that. She did not do that. Yeah, he could be the first trans judo expert. I mean, but here's the thing. It's not even about that. It's about, hey, nobody's going to look at you softly because you're a dude, point blank, period. Nobody, even if you do dress like a chick, they're going to talk about you. That's just what's going to happen. It's just what's going to happen. I mean, shit. The same way they go talk about a chick who look like a little dude. They're going to talk about him. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Oh, Heidi shoot with the shack. You know what I'm saying? Speak things into existence, eventually things come into existence. Might not be right away, though. But we've gotten all the way away from purpose. This turned into a whole different conversation. Is your purpose in life, your ultimate purpose, to be a mod? So, what all I'm saying is this, man. It's like I say, it's not an insult to anybody in their lifestyle. This is not knocking anybody. And like I said, it's very unfortunate for the kid. I actually feel very bad that child went through that. I just feel like, all right, Phoenix, good to see you. Holla at your boy. But like I say, man, it's up to the parents to raise the children. Like, if you know that your child is gonna be of that nature and you're gonna embrace them, because it's one thing if she was like one of those parents that's like, oh, I hate gays and I hate you and don't want to She embraced it. She was cool with the shit. So that wasn't a problem. But she didn't teach him. She didn't say, hey, you know, some people could be cool with it. A lot of people are not going to be cool with it. And you have to understand that people are going to say mean things because you're different, because, you know, this and that and the third. And it's going to be probably more so than less. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what's up with that kid. I have no idea, you know. I don't know his story. And it's an unfortunate situation. But yeah, that's look a chain. I need a hat. I heard about that thing. I need a hat. But Scotty, what the fuck you looking at? Lazy ass dog. You didn't want to jump, so you just laid down on the floor. But again, man, like I say, it's just unfortunate. I think it's very sad. I think it's a very sad situation that kid is no longer with us. Who knows what potential who knows what that kid could have been. I'll leave it at that. But again, man, like I say, it's really unfortunate that happened. Oh man, I know what I said. I did say that I was going to open up the Kush line. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure. I got to do a little quick sound check. I'm gonna put y'all on the little holding screen while I do the quick little sound check. Give me un segundo. And maybe I should cut off this sound so I can do my sound check. No extra intro. You know what I'm saying? But that's a bit. All right, Tenny, man, I'm glad you fell through. Always good to have you. You know what I'm saying? Don't whoop nobody. Let them make it. But we'll open up the Kush line for a little bit. See if y'all got something to say. If not, then, you know, it is what it is. You know, give it a few minutes. If somebody got a call, if they don't, then it's gonna be a wrap. You know what comes after. Y'all know what gets said right before the. Y'all know what gets said right before the Kush dinner is over. Yeah, we had to move on from that KD logo, man. It was too snakish. You know, it just didn't sit right. Yes. Get you one. But my thing is this: you got to, and yeah, I'll probably have a little mixer action tonight. I'll finish up that DLC from Far Cry. Trying to see what the fuck happened to Shaq Kush. This dude hit me today, or I hit him. I was like, "What's up on some PUBG?" And he was like 1 p.m. Never heard back from him. In the fucking land of the lost and shit. You know. Fucking playing Jumanji. And that's it. I turned crap goalkeepers into goal. Well, ain't that a thing? Let's I'm just gonna do a Kush Den one day and just fucking damn. Oh, interesting. One day I'm a fucking. Oh, that's dope. I just seen that Persuasion. That shit is dope. Bing bing bitch. No, I don't know. I don't know if Spitz ever said that. This was some shit from. It was like a college thing. Bing bing bitch was a fucking was definitely a college thing. That shit is fucking dope. See, I gotta get back to smoking the reefer. This would be a perfect fucking shirt to wear in the fucking Kush Den. But see, that's the thing about the Kush Den. None of y'all fucking smoke weed, so it's like it's a whole weird deal in the fucking Kush Den. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. But it's all Gucci. That fucking shit is dope though. That fucking white persuasion is extremely creative. That shit is fucking super dope. The book gives you knowledge, not skill. You know, if you apply the knowledge, you will gain the skill. Is that a Rock'em Soccer Robots? You ain't playing in 2 weeks. Yeah, look, I've been off the reservation for what's today? Shit, basically about to be the 30th. So about 2.5 months, yeah, a little over 2.5 months. There's that. You be pine and see. That's what I said. I'm gonna have to bring. But here's my thing. You know, first, I told you there's a couple of goals I have to reach before I start smoking again. And when we reach those goals, hey, look at that. I fucking moved. I'm gonna say I have a plain head. I have a couple of goals to reach before I start pining again. But when I do, the den is gonna be really interesting. There's some things I really want to do with the Kush Den, but I gotta find the right method, and it's going to be kind of interesting to try to do with the season coming up. But we'll see how it all works out. Oh man. Oh. Kenneth won't let you. He'll say, dude, you can't, Where is Kenneth? We need to check on Kenneth and see what kind of simpery he's been up to. You know. So if you can compete with men, why can't men compete with men? Little 9-year-old men competing with other little 9-year-old men. You know. That's just my thoughts on that whole situation. But where are we at? What kind of time? Okay. So, again, we're going to recap slightly. And, we talked about purpose, how to find your purpose, the 4 questions to ask yourself. What was the other thing? It was another thing it was the 3 E's was a good one. Energy, environment, and what was it? Energy, environment. I don't know. I fucking don't know. Yeah, no, not eggplants. Energy, environment. Let me clean you. How you clean? You tired, cleans and she kicks you in the face. Kenneth style. Kenneth Colon style. Element. Energy, element, environment. But it's not in that order. It's element, energy. I think it's element, environment, then energy. About thriving in your element where you're most comfortable. Your environment is, the surroundings in which you place yourself, and that is your physical and your mental environment, and your energy. And that's where I got the energy of, if you're a high energy or low energy person and how you thrive in that. Uh, there's that. Oh man. Can a mod ban a mod? I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm wondering how many backpacks so far. What's the over under on backpacks carried? What's the over under on shoelaces tied? How many teachers have received apples? And yeah, I definitely. I'm slowly but surely, but I keep falling back into habits because I definitely I have to sit back and widen up. And instead of trying to push these back, I'm supposed to aim the sternum up higher. And that is more appropriate posture. But my problem is that I'm so used to looking down at people and having to reach down and bend down for stuff that I have to work on that. So that's just something I need to work on. I just want to go scout the Sigma. That's the best part about being a sub. All you got to do is go to your neighborhood bus stop. But if you don't have a kid, they may think that you're a pervert. So there's that. Go find like a little cousin or something and, watch over them at the bus stop. Spark up some random nonsense conversation and bam, you in like Flynn. That's like blood in the water. That's the easy targets. The Meg. Oh, has that movie come out already? The Meg? I need to check that out. I need to figure out what I need to have something for the weekend movie. I need to see Incredibles 2 because I haven't seen Incredibles 2. And I'm going to watch it, so fuck y'all. I don't care what y'all think. Have you seen my super suit? You say it hasn't. It's pretty good. All right. Can I tell the bus driver thank you? Probably. Bus driver said, hey, he teasing me. You said the Meg is better. I don't know if the Meg is better than the Incredibles. We're talking about the Incredibles here. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to check that. Your bus driver got Alzheimer's. That's awful. Kid at the front of the bus talking to the bus. Hey, man, probably so. Kids over there, yo, you having a good day today? How you doing? You get on the bus, tap the bus driver on the shoulder. How are you doing? I just want to say thank you for being here every day to pick us up and get us to school safely. I just want you to know you're awesome. You're the greatest bus driver of all time. I was going to give this apple to my teacher, but you deserve it more than she does. Here you go. I think that's fucking funny. It's bad when it takes 15 years to make a new sequel. No, that's how you know it's good. They took their time and they made sure that every scene was perfect. So there's that. That's always something I've never understood. Someone with a pussy calling someone a pussy. How does that work? How does that apply logically? Say we clown Kenneth too much, but he deserves it. See, you work with this dude with Tourette's today. She was injured as fuck. That's hilarious. Is there a way to trigger that? Just do little small annoying stuff? Yeah. That is true. How does that work, though? But usually it generally applies. But I mean, but that's like a same-sex insult thing. I'm talking about when you're crossing over the sex barrier. It's like, I got a pussy, you don't, and then I'm calling you a pussy. But it's like, I got a dick, you got a dick. I'm like, oh, you fucking dickhead. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't apply because you can't really call it, that bitch is a fucking dickhead. It doesn't quite ring the same. You know what I mean? Can't call a bitch, that bitch is such a fucking pussy. Doesn't quite work the same. You know what I'm saying? you know. And I don't, and that's when I don't get either when girls say suck my dick. Okay, so you're fucking. It's just not the same when women use insulting terminology. It just almost seems like that when it's oh suck my dick. It's like you're just trying a little too hard. That one just doesn't. It doesn't fucking. It doesn't really rock. You know what I'm saying? The funniest thing I've ever heard a woman say in reference to genitalia and name calling, I don't even think that was just a genitalia and name calling, was when a bitch said that she would cunt punt another bitch. I thought that was fucking hilarious. I think it's hilarious right now. I'm trying my best to keep out from like busting out laughing. Like in my head, as I say it, I imagine a bitch reaching just hiking her leg all the way back and swinging forward with full force and just kicking the shit out of a bitch's clit. Just a super cunt punt. Like, I think that shit is fucking hilarious. That was A1 shit right there. But outside of that, it's been, you know what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, of course, I can't let women get away with too much. I didn't bash the single mom enough, so, I have to find some reasons to talk shit about women. I do this every stream. That's just how it goes. That's how it works in the Kush den. And yeah, there's that. They had nothing better to say. Yeah, that's when you're basically at a brick wall, like, suck my dick. So now you're referencing non-existent genitalia to try to formulate an insult. It's like, it's meaningless. Suck my dick. You don't have a dick, so you're telling me to do nothing. Okay, that's cool. That means absolutely, that means nothing at all. Not the dad who ran out and could have told a kid to be careful. Or maybe not the mom who didn't learn her lesson from the first couple of kids and realize, hey, you know what? Maybe I need to chill. Maybe I need to spend some time and focus on my children, because obviously I'm not good at selecting partners, and I need to take care of the kids that I already got. Maybe not that. I don't know. I'm just saying that's a logical decision to make too. So, more women like defense in the game of football. I think women like to see men get hit. Yeah, it makes them feel good, when they can. Like, because there was a thing, you ever watched that show, What Would You Do? And I know they had one where the guy was getting abused by the woman, and women were like, yeah, I didn't think nothing of it because I felt like he deserved it. Because women have these feelings, they just want to see men get hurt. I believe that. But yet, whenever the guy was simply yelling at the woman, oh, you got to stop doing that, and all these Captain Save-A-Hoes and white knights come fucking running from behind trees and shit. It's like, bitch ass dude, if I'm having all intentions of slapping this bitch, I'm probably gonna slap your ass too for stepping in trying to be a part of some shit. So there's that. Big Daddy play out there. Like, how is it his fault? How is it his fault, but never her fault? That's my thing. Like, that's what I don't understand. Because I'll admit, hey, if you're gonna have a child, be a part of their life. What if the dad is a part of their lives, but he just don't want to be a part of her life? So how do you know that dad is all the way out the picture? You act like women don't use children as pawns. Like, this is just something, maybe you've never seen, so maybe you don't understand, but this is a frequent thing. You can ask other American women who are somewhat sensible, and they'll tell you the same stuff. Women use children as pawns to get back at men. There are men who love their children, but in the American courts, if you separate from the woman, you're not separating from your kid, but if you separate from the woman, she can put you on child support no matter what you're doing for your children. That's the legality of the situation. So I didn't say anything about that. But because I don't want to be with the woman, now I have to pay a steady amount for my own children. Not saying that I don't automatically do for my kids every month. Not saying I don't come out of pocket. I don't pick them up. I don't take them. I don't keep them and do all these other things. But because I'm not with the woman anymore, because I don't want to deal with her and her problems, I am now financially responsible. And 9.5 times out of 10, if I do go to court to try to get custody of my children, the court will automatically reward the woman custody just because this is the system that we believe in. Even though I could be more financially stable, I could have my life more put together, But because she's a mom, I have to break bread with her to let these kids live in a shittier environment and stay with her just because she's a mother. Like, that's how a lot of this stuff works. It's not always about a dude being a shitty dad. It could be about, like I say, it's a lot of men that pay child support. Don't get the women. Oh, I can't bring him to you this weekend, but legally this is my weekend. What are you gonna do? Go cry to the court about it? They don't want to hear shit. Well, they're gonna make a whole lot of fucking nonsense about it, but let you miss a payment. Oh, they want to throw you in jail. They want to do this, that, and the third. Like, I mean, no, because then again, you are supposed to, or you're not allowed to find happiness with a legitimate partner. Why can't you have your own children if you're a better fucking parent? Why not? Why is that? I mean, if I'm a better parent than she is, because I've known dads who were legit dads, got good jobs, fuck with a bitch, didn't realize how throwed off she was, ended up this bitch being a drug addict and everything else. But the courts will give the kid to the mom just because she's a woman, not because she's a better mother. She obviously has drug issues and everything else like that. Not steady, not stable, but yet will still award custody of the children to the mother instead of letting them have a stable life with their father. So that's my thing. Okay, now there you go. I'm glad you said that. You're now number 2 in your own life. So once you've had one kid and you're a mother, why is it okay for her to keep going out and having kids with these random dads, and now it's all of a sudden it's not her fault? All these guys just ran out on her. Once she's had the one and it's been ran out, why is she not number 2 in her life? Why is that kid not primarily the most important thing instead of her going out and having another kid and putting it in the same situation? Now that kid's number 3 because she still puts herself first. She puts the youngest kid next because that's probably who she's getting the benefits off of. And then the other one's number 3. Well, you don't give me welfare anymore, so fuck you. You're a shit kid. You know what I'm saying? But you never, ever say the moms are at fault for anything, ever. I mention all the time, like, yeah, it's shitty dads. Hey, you got to be better careful where you put your dick at. You know what I'm saying? Again, no. Why? Whose fault is that? Because they think? I think I'm going to find $1 million outside in the morning. It's not going to always be that's going to happen. That mean it's probably never going to happen. Because again, society makes women believe this bullshit. Like, did you ask man, hey, if we have a kid, are you going to stay with me? Did they ask him that? No, they just fuck off and have children. I had a chick. I can't tell y'all too much because it'll be a whole lot of stuff going on. I might tell y'all one day. I had a chick ask me that I was fucking with one time. Well, if I ever got pregnant, would you want to be with me? Because I was like, fuck no. I don't want you to have that fucking kid. And I'm pretty sure it made her feel like shit, but I was honest. I was fucking honest. Like, but again, those are simps. Those are sucker motherfuckers. If you telling a bitch some anything just to get some pussy, then that's fucking weak as fuck. That's lame as shit. That's something like the lamest shit in the world. Like that goes for anybody. Like, I don't care what kind of status you got. If you just telling a bitch some anything just to get some pussy, that's lame. That's a fucking whack ass move. You can't be straight up and honest with a bitch. And what happens, and I'm gonna give y'all some game, is you can be super straight up and honest with a bitch. I mean, to the fucking T, you can be honest with a bitch. Bitches inside their own head, women, bitches, I'm going to say women, we're going to leave women out of this, or ladies out of this, but bitches, hoes, whatever. They will think that their pussy is just so good and so magical, even though you sit there and say, man, it is what it is, I just want a friend. They think that, if they want you, and they give you some pussy, they think that their pussy is so great and so magical that you're going to stay. It's just going to be the best thing you've ever had. Or whatever they do with their mouth is going to be the most amazing thing you've ever felt. One, because the niggas prior to have lied to them, oh, it's the best pussy ever. Oh, this is the best head ever. Oh, my God. And they believe that shit, but it never made none of them niggas stay. But somehow it's going to make you stay. And again, you can be brutally honest with them, like, no, I don't want to really be with you. I just want to fuck, and she'll still give you some pussy. And she'll think completely differently because in her head, she feels like she's just that great. And in reality, no, the fuck you're not. You're not. Sorry. And then you go get mad at me for being honest about the shit. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. That's a bet 335. 335K look, 3-finger peace sign, all that good shit. Heidi, we'll see how many women you've had sex with, and yeah, you write a paper about it. We can talk theory, or we can talk real life cases and multiple occasions, different women, different fucking races of women, and the one common denominator. And I'm going to go with actual facts as opposed to Speaking of Shaq Kush, dog, this the dude that don't show up for the PUBG action, dog. I was going to send him a text message if he want to get on some PUBG, but I was like, I ain't even going to do it. I'm just going to play the Far Cry DLC, because you can't ever trust this dude. This dude said 1 p.m. Never heard from him. Oh, no, but okay, just like I said about the same chick that said, I was fucking with, ask all kind of shit. You want to be long term, and it was like, no, I got different plans in my life. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And such and such and such. Still let me hit. Still doing all the same things, and I was honest about it, and then was upset when I did the shit I said I was gonna do, and I didn't do the things that I said I was not gonna do, and I was honest about it. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, though, one, I suggest that you do keep in the way that you are, because, and I think that might be an underlying thing with you as to why you are. So that's very interesting. But most niggas not going to be like me. Most niggas are not going to be honest about some shit like me. You know what I'm saying? Most niggas will tell you anything to get some ass. Like, ass ain't that fucking valuable for me to just be saying something. Yeah, baby, I want to be with you and only you because of this, and that. Like, if I don't fuck with you like that, I'll fuck around with you, but I'm going to be straight up with you. Man, you cool, we can kick it. This ain't no real thing. I ain't trying to be in a relationship with you if I'm not trying to be. Like, it's just that straight up. But motherfuckers get familiar, and just because, you can kick it or whatever it may be, they start thinking differently. Or they get infatuated with the dick or whatever it may be, and thinking that they're going to change the program when it's not really like that, And so, exactly. I don't have exactly. It's too hard to fucking be trying to think of a bunch of lies to tell a bitch. Like, I ain't got time for that shit. And trust me, it's so much easier than having to lie to a bro. You really don't understand how easy it is. And that's why I say I don't understand guys that really have these issues, because none of that stuff is necessary. Honesty is the key, dog. Honesty is the fucking key. And you'll be surprised how far that shit gets you. You know what I'm saying? Exactly, boss. You already know. But yeah, we can get on it. We can get on some old pub action. That's a bet. Cause see, look, we got to get prepared, man. The real PUBG come out September 4th. They're gonna have war. All the shit gonna be ready. I'm trying to get my shit tight, man. I've been working on my practicing. I done took all my little aim assist shit off, and I've been trying to get my aim better and all that other good shit, from the Far Cry to everything else, so I can be a better shooter and shit. Like, I got to find a proper sensitivity, because I think my hands be too heavy. I'd be overworking the fucking controller and shit. But you refuse to play this game. That's the best way to win. Don't play the game. That's the rules I go by. Like I say, if I was a free range, if I was a free range tiger, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't be playing no game. I'd be straight up with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, hey, look, this is what it is. This is the situation. This is how I go down. You either with the shit or you're not with the shit. And it's straight like that. And then you'll be surprised how many women think that they can alter or change the scenario when you never told them any of these things. Now, if it's a chick that I'm digging, like, I'm going to tell her, I'm going to speak up. Okay, this is how I feel about it. This is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, she going to know the truth, because the words will come out. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Like, the words will come out of my mouth. But I'm not finna sit here and with the shenanigans and tomfoolery and bitch be like, oh, you told me you loved me. Nah, I ain't say that shit. Like I say, the same shit that I'm talking about, this same chick told me she loved me. Did I ever say it back? No, never. And her feelings were hurt by that. But why lie? Why would I lie about it? Like, am I wrong? Like, if somebody says, oh, I'm in love with you, and you don't say it back, are you a bad person? Are you a bad person? Like, that's something I need to know. just because somebody develops feelings for you in a certain way, but you don't reciprocate those feelings, are you a bad person? That's funny. But again, yes, Shaq Kush is he's been a bit more trustworthy on the pub as of late. But you know, it started off as a rocky partnership. Yeah, look, I hope you're not hunting for a man in America, because the odds are extremely slim. And that's all I'm going to say. I wish well for you. I want you to have everything that your heart desires. That is all I can hope for everyone. I want everyone to be happy. I want everyone to have their wishes. It's going to take some sacrifice, and it's going to be tough. But no, Shaq Kush is with the poop hole loophole. Interesting. Oh, dirty dick motherfucker. But again, you know, I think honesty is the key, and honesty will get you everywhere. But here's the deal. We're going to call it a wrap. I'm going to get on the mixer. I'm going to engage in a little PUBG with the Cushington. We'll see how this goes. If you don't know, mixer.com/HonchoSaucy. As a matter of fact, see what I'm saying? Soon as you say you're finna get on, he started going AWOL, going elsewhere. So that could gonna be took a nap by the time I get on the mixer action, and it's gonna be over with. But again, everybody, I appreciate y'all. I hope that everyone finds their purpose in life, even if it's just for one day. And of course, with that being said, got to make sure I include that. Little Mexico, that's a good one. But we'll call it a wrap, man. Yes, sir, Mister. I gave you power. You'll have to come with the number 2 sauce cup. Otherwise, that type of self-defense is fine when you're only 9. No, I'll tell you, y'all see some of the most interesting things on stream. That should be funny to me. Yes, but y'all ain't got to go home. I'm encouraging you guys to go to the mixer. All you got to do is hit the link in the description. It'll take you there. The show will be live here in about 5 minutes. But like I say, you ain't got to go home. You can go join the mixer, but you will have to get the physic up out of here. So with that being said, adios, Scottios, and fuck you, Scotty. Stay out the badios unless you're getting good tacos. Mexican tamales only.